Hi, welcome to Unique Parenting. I am B. Moise, and today I want to talk to you guys about self-regulating skills or self-regulation. And this is something I like to talk about, I like to teach about, but I also say I think I say this in every video. I think every video I say, I like to talk about this. I do. I like to talk about all the things. And part of my ADHD hyperfocus, which I will make a video about that, and special interest, which I will make a video about that, is basically getting the opportunity and the ability to talk about things that I really, really like, which happens to be a lot. Also, anything and everything pertaining to parenting. I love talking about this stuff. That doesn't make me the perfect parent, because if I were to interview my children, it would not be good. So that's why I'm your parenting virtual online coach and not my own children. I have to do something completely different because they do not listen to me the way that my clients do. And they don't take my advice because they're my kids. And I'm just this regular talking woman who talks too much. But anyway, so back to the self-regulating skills. So self-regulating skills is basically the ability to tell yourself to calm down. That's basically the worst thing you can tell someone when they're dysregulated, is to tell them to calm down, but that tends to be our go-to method. So when a child is dysregulated, we want to say, hey, can you just calm down for a little bit? And can you just tell me what's going on or what's frustrating you? The problem is they can't do that because they're dysregulated. And if they could do that, they would have. But adults also do not know how to have proper regulating skills either, because adults struggle with this. So this is not a kid-specific thing or a kid-specific issue. It's a human experience. It's a human thing. Only as we get older, we just have more skills and more tools, and we have the ability to do things that we could not when we were younger. So then we're judging children from that perspective of like, well, I can do this, so you should be able to. Well, not really. They just can't. They don't have the skill set yet, but we can help them attain them. We can help them get them. And part of teaching children how to regulate themselves, here's the kicker, you guys. You gotta regulate you. Like, in order for a child to practice, they need to see it, right? And that means in the traffic, right? Like in the car in traffic, and you're like really upset. If you're dysregulated, you're just showing a child, when I'm frustrated and upset, this is what I do. This is how I act. Now, I hate traffic. I don't know anyone who does, but maybe you do. I don't know. But if traffic is a trigger for you, right? You're in the car and you're dysregulated and you're very upset. This is an opportunity to show a kid what it looks like when an adult is dysregulated and what they can do. And that means listening to a podcast. That means listening to music. If that means rolling down the window just to get some warm breeze, cool breeze. Depending on where you are in Charlotte in the middle of July, that is a no-go. So in Charlotte, we will be getting the AC breeze. But I don't know, like wherever you are at, whatever you need to do to create an environment where you can become more regulated is what you're trying to achieve so that your child can see it. And that's just one example. There are several different places where adults become dysregulated. I'm a sensory seeker, but I get very overwhelmed with too much sensory input. And this typically happens in the evening, where everyone is home. Everyone wants something from me. I'm doing something, and that's typically cooking or preparing for something, and the TV is on, kids are moving around, and my son he moves all the time. Typically I'm fine with that, but in the evening hour, it's like the movement. Stop moving. My daughter's chatty, stop talking. The television's on, turn it off. Like if my husband has a request, I don't care. Like it's just all the things. So I become extremely dysregulated in the evening time because it's just way too much sensory input. And typically how I respond to that and the things that I put in place is for me to understand I need to kind of mute the environment so that I can take it in better, so I can respond differently. And I do that with earplugs. Like that's how I solve it for me, because for me it's a lot of noise. Like the auditory input really makes me become very dysregulated. And that's something that my children have learned. And they're like, "Oh, instead of reacting to the environment and, trying to do something that's not productive, there's something that I can do and I can take control of." So self-regulating is you finding the thing that can keep you regulated, and you finding the thing or a tool so that your child can see it, so that you can also help your child. So when they're dysregulated and they're not, their best self, and they're not the best version of who they can be, you can say, "Hey, let's look at some of these tools to look at so we can have a more productive, afternoon, or a calm day, or enjoy traffic." If that's a thing. Because the evening time now, they're not chaotic for me anymore. When my kids were really young, because I didn't know, as someone who's a sensory seeker, I didn't realize so much auditory input was just like would create this thing, this feeling for me. I had no idea. It was once my kids were young and my son was just walking back and forth and my daughter was crying and all the things were happening, and I'm like, whoa, I can't function like this. Like I'm upset and I don't even know why. So also just take a temperature check for you. Like see what are the things that makes it hard for you to function in an environment where everyone else is like, it's fine. And it may not be fine for you. So find out what helps you so you can understand how to help your child, and you can teach them about self-regulating themselves when they are dysregulated. So in the meantime, I want you all to enjoy your unique parenting journey with your unique child.